I can't use active time. Now I can. That was weird. Just Lazarus District.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
You accept the burnt blade from Wade.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
Was Tyler the name of the other guy that was traveling? Oh, it's gonna tell me right here. A loyal shield of Rosaria who accompanied Clive on his expedition. Yeah, he was the other guy who was with us to still win, but I don't think he made it, right? He, like, died. So he did everything in his power to assist Joshua and Archduke Elwin's flight from the Phoenix Gate on the night of the attack. His years of distinguished service were to come to a close when he was at Swallow, but yeah, he ended up dying. I remember. I didn't know his name was Tyler, but I remember there being two guys with Clive that day. A group of ducal loyalists who lead the rebellion against the imperial occupation of Rosaria and Empress Annabella. Many of their number are drawn from those who survived the imperial attack on the Phoenix Gate in the year 860, who knows full well the empire's involvement in the duchy's fall. They make their home in the abandoned Lazarius district outside Port Asold, from where they conduct their raids to free bearers from imperial yoke. Imperial province incorporating the lands were once Rosaria, ruled over by Annabella, former Duchess of Rosaria. One of her first acts as a viceroy was to institute a new order of the Knights, the Black Shields, who were dispatched to every corner of the province to maintain order. They would later come to serve as her personal army, setting her grievances against bearers and ducal loyalists. Younger brother of the late Archduke Elwin and warden of Port Asold, a thriving trading port in the south of Rosaria. Byron inherited a small fortune from his noble family, which he built into a large one by virtue of his mercantile wiles and adventurous spirit. I think we read this already, didn't we? Yeah, we did. I remember making the adventurous joke. I don't know if you can call it a joke, but I called out the word adventurous because it reminded me of Grandia.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to her serene holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
What is happening? Oh, now I see. I was so confused what was going on at first.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
We don't joke about indignation. You must be serious.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
By your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid? You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw.
It's a long story,
if I'm
man.
not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
That was a very nice scene. I look forward to probably getting more on Jill. We know a bit about her past, a little more about her. Very much looking forward to seeing what they do with Jill. Oh, only to the hideaway. Fine by me. Here be monsters.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
We have a side quest to do. Ooh, and we have something down there too. We have a couple of side quests to check out before moving on the story here. And change the music maybe, because I got a new orchestron. That's nice. We can have this one. To marinate yard chocobo. I don't need to read that. I want to talk to you.
I didn't take you for a scholar, Ivan.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first ton of worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
Culinary pilgrimage. Still don't know what's up with these hunts, like where they're located. We can go check at the board, and maybe there's some new ones. And also, we have a side quest to pick up near the mess area.
Typical nobles.
How did we never
There are
hear
new
about
billets
these
being
guardians?
posted
Hello.
every day. Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. That normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down. And whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what you say?
Fine. If you think it will help.
I knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
Quest accepted. Blacksmith Blues. I don't really care which one I prioritize right now. I mean, they're both there anyway. Is that another... or is that just what I have to do? Okay, act for Blacksmith Blues. Any other marks on this board? Even though I haven't found any of the two that were here before. Hello. I know, it's just these two. This is Clairview Sandbreak. This is the Broken Hill. The Broken Hill must be an area we haven't been to yet, I would assume, right? I would assume there's an area called the Broken Hill. That'd be my guess. So we'll just hold off on the hunts, move on the story, and soon enough we should get the one in the Broken Hill. Maybe if we keep moving on the story. But I do want to get these side quests done first.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady